Good afternoon, everybody. It's John Ross with the John Ross Show on 3/11/26 on this Wednesday. It's a whole 36 degrees outside, and folks, that is 36 degrees less than it was on Monday. So that's we've had a little chill off here, but it's back to winter for a few more days here. And today we're going to have a special guest. We're going to have Bruce Strom, uh, Minister Justice, who's the CEO and founder of this group. So I'm going to take down my middle thing here, my little. For all you folks, that was AI generated cartoon or whatever you want to call it. Someone called it cartoon, right? It's a cartoon. Okay, we're going to take that down. We're going to have Bruce the whole other side. Okay, he's coming now. There's Bruce.
Hey, great to be
Oh,
with you, John.
oh, I see. Bruce, I see one thing that I've learned from doing these videos.
What's
You
that?
have the mirror effect up.
Oh, how about that?
So Minister Justice is,
Hey,
well,
just
that's all right.
forward
That's
and
Minister
that's
Justice in the background there.
right.
It's called the mirror effect. I don't know why they offer that. I don't know why it's out there. It's on my side too. They can do that. I don't know why they offer that, but it's out there. They flip it. Well, anyway, Bruce Bruce is up in Elgin, Illinois, and he's been give us. I read your intro or bio online at your administerjustice.org, and you started this back in 2000. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. 26 years ago, the year 2000.
Wow. And of course, it was your wife that got you into it. Is that what it is? I read something like that.
Absolutely. So, for your guest, I'm an attorney. Administer Justice does provide legal aid, church-based legal aid across the country. We'll talk about that some. But back in the day, I was a very successful lawyer, senior partner of a large firm. But my wife was praying that God would get a hold of my heart because I was getting more caught up in success, worldly success,
Okay.
building my own practice. And my wonderful wife, who's a Puerto Rican girl from the Bronx in New York City, she was just praying, and she made a Christmas present for me when she was pregnant with our twin sons. I have twin sons, but in 1998, she was pregnant with them, and she hand wrote out 365 verses of justice from the Bible. And
Wow.
as I read through those each and every day, God just began to work on my heart. And then her continuing prayers drew me out of private practice and into administer justice full time, which has been just a joy. So I'm deeply grateful for both the handwritten cards that my wife took the time to do that. And I'm
Okay.
deeply grateful for her prayers.
We've heard about having a good wife.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
hasn't happened to me yet, being single at my older age, but that is a nice thing. Well, have good friends too, and I know your wife's your friend too, so that helps.
Absolutely.
That's a very beautiful thing. Now, uh, I was going to ask Bruce. I told him this before we got up here. So he's a little warned about these. I get. I've been in evangelical churches and since my teenage years. So I won't tell you how old I am, but that's a long time.
A little while ago. Yeah.
It's just a long time. So I heard lately a lot of the term woke is used against a lot of different things that are, I think some would call justice work as woke, or it's, I want to get your thought on the Christian perspective on justice. I really want to get on that. And I'm going to show up that verse too in a second here, but you
Sure.
go right ahead and go ahead there,
No,
Bruce.
absolutely. I think the challenge is that justice has such a broad meaning to different people. So different people hear it in different ways.
Right.
And it's because of the world. We have this perspective of what society, so what social justice movements might be out there or other types of other types of fringe things that may be associated with justice, and then we get that all conflated and mixed up with God's view of justice. God's view of justice is this verse, if you pull it up, but from the book of Zechariah. Honestly, it's the second most prominent theme in the Bible. So I think God cares about justice. It's the very foundation of his throne, justice and righteousness. But God's justice, we need to understand, is all about restoring. It's about a right relationship, first and foremost, with God, and restoring us in relationship with him, his perfect justice demonstrated on the cross. And so that's loving God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength. The other side is loving neighbor. Loving neighbor is yourself. The first, I say, is the gospel. It's the gospel relationship with Jesus. Justice is living that out, living out our salvation in love of neighbor. And if we think of justice as that restorative, that Jesus wants shalom, he wants human flourishing, he wants to see people restored, that's a better picture of justice than what we get in our world, like, hey, advancing a particular cause or a particular issue or advocating for a certain thing that may or not even align with the Bible. But biblical justice is all about loving neighbors, and we should all be able to unite around that, and we should all be in favor of that because, again, it literally is the second most prominent theme in Scripture, justice for the poor and vulnerable.
Yeah, this verse I put up, administer true justice, shows mercy and compassion to one another, from Zechariah 7:9.
Yeah, that's what true justice is all about, right? Because that's why it's administer true justice, not just worldly justice or not just American justice or whatever, however you want to define it. It's administer God's justice.
Okay. I was just thinking of all the examples in the Bible of Moses had his father-in-law get him to set up a sort of a justice court, if you ever want to call it, to
Sure did.
divide up this work. You can't do it all by yourself.
That's
And
right. That's what we say. We
I
hear
think there's always been that theme in the Bible about justice. And Jesus, of course, he didn't get, I don't know if he got true justice.
well,
It
he did,
was
because that
sort
was
of
the
a
world,
it was
right?
sort of a rigged justice,
That
I
was,
would say. But maybe on the other side, on the Presbyterian side, well, God wanted that way. But I'm just going to go with the world. I mean, I think that's the way it should be looked at. It was rigged justice,
he was,
and Paul went through justice, and he
yeah, and he
he paid
suffered,
the price. To my understanding, he lost his head. I guess that's what history says.
right?
And he went through Roman justice in different ways.
It's true.
And
And a lot
you're trying to do that in our community and just show that the church can show justice, right?
I am. I invite churches across the country. We have 108 that have opened their doors to neighbors in need in 23 states today. And we're looking, our grand vision is to have 1,000 gospel justice centers. That's what we call these church-based legal aids, transforming lives in the name of Christ, because I believe that Christ cares about those who are hurting, those who are lonely, who are isolated, and who need encouragement and hope. And we want to invite them to the church to meet a loving team of people. It's not just lawyers. Trust me, lawyers have made a mess of justice in America. People just can't afford us at $367 an hour on average, many much more than that. One in
Now,
three
I told
Americans,
you, Bruce, I had bad hearing. What was that dollar figure again?
$367 an hour
Oh, oh,
average.
whoa.
So that's right, right? One in three Americans just can't afford that. And when you
Well, I
can't
would think
afford it,
so. Yeah.
that can be tragic. Consequences that involve your family or your house or your job or your health. You should have a place to go, right? You should not be excluded from that just because you don't have a lot of extra money. And so we want to invite neighbors to come to the church to get good advice. And honestly, because our court systems, man, they're so set up so that people don't listen to you, they don't see you. You got to follow these real strict rules of evidence they don't understand. Or somebody gets legal documents. I mean, come on, you're a really smart guy, John. But have you read a legal document lately? It's like, what in the world language is this written in? I mean, I'm just here to tell you
Right.
that that's from my perspective, from my friends who are attorneys, that's just job security. We don't have to write that complicated, but we
Oh,
will.
I agree with you. I've heard that before. Yes, the legalese is sort of job security, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When we invite people to really sit down with neighbors, here's this is a client from this weekend, John, that wrote. They said, just hear this: Administer justice didn't only help me pave my next steps, but they made me feel human and gave me hope. I am pro se for two cases. That means they're representing themselves, and the system made me believe I was not smart enough or worthy enough to understand my rights and for my kids. My confusion won over me, but administered justice helped me understand and guide me to advocate for myself and my kids in court. And how beautiful. That's what we're seeking to do. That's what we're all about, is empowering vulnerable neighbors with the help of a lawyer and the hope of God's love.
Yeah, I know that. My church is one of 6 in Aurora that's offering a justice center. Uh, they're on different days. I want to show that a little later, but there's most of them are on Saturday, but
Right.
there's other days they could be, and it's like 3 hours. And I guess the recommended time frame, Bruce, is about 45 minutes. Is that what is the
Correct.
recommended time?
Correct. Because and anyone listening that needs legal help, please reach out to us. Our phone number, 855-818-4554, administerjustice.org. You actually can go on there, put in your zip code, and you'll see the 6 locations that John's referencing if you're in Aurora.
Yeah.
Or any place else. You can find a place that's near you, and you can know that you're going to get these 45 minutes with a lawyer that's going to give you his or her undivided attention, really listen well, lean in, and what they're doing is they're helping you put together a plan. So that's why within that time that works, John, because they are going to help you cut through the clutter. They're going to make sure you're heard. They're going to coach you and help put together the right documents or the right information you need to step by step move forward in health. And if that's a few steps and you need more, you can come back. And you come back at no cost. There is a one-time $30 copay that we charge, but that's one time only. You can come back and get further guidance as you need, and you're going to have a whole team of people that will walk alongside you through very confusing, overwhelming, often isolating and lonely circumstances, because we do not want you to face injustice alone.
That is very, very good, Bruce. And yeah, we have 6 centers in Aurora. And I was going to say, Bruce, my Linda Dudley and myself, we went out to a food pantry the other day, Aurora Interfaith Food Pantry, Aurora Area Interfaith Food Pantry. That was really, that's the type of heart of people that need this service.
Correct.
And my friends at the other food pantry too, the Marie Wilkinson, and I know the food pantries, they just feel that this type of program is really needed out there in our community. And we're happy that we can be part of that. And your inspiration and leadership has helped to bring this to communities across the country.
Well, it's our joy to do it because I truly do believe that no one should face injustice alone. I do know how isolating. I get to volunteer. I get to sit across the table from you, from others that are seeking food, that are seeking just facing all kinds of challenges. A lot of single moms, a lot of working dads, senior citizens who get taken advantage of by fraud, and they're just afraid and don't know where to go and can't afford all of that money. So come to a wonderful, welcoming place, a church in Aurora or someplace else, and from the moment you walk in the door, you'll just feel the warmth and the care and the compassion of people that are present there, right, John? You know that, and it's so true because you're welcoming them in. You really, really want to walk alongside them, encourage them, and see them arrive at a healthier place because this legal thing is a temporary. It's not all of their life, and so we need to help them in this temporary place, and if we can help them, they will emerge stronger. If we're not there and we can't help them, then things can mushroom and get much worse, and it can end up much, much worse. Somebody
We
could
don't
end
want
up
that. And
something else, and we
we're
don't
showing
want.
God here, right? We're showing God and our Savior Jesus to these people that we are compassionate, as this verse had said in Zechariah. We're going to show compassion to these people, for all of us. And we've had church members come our first sessions, and we've had outsiders. So it's open to all. And there's the number floating down there at the bottom of the screen, and that'll those you can go to different sessions. We have them up here I'm up in Batavia. We have the centers up in Batavia, St. Charles. We have a Catholic church up in St. Charles that's doing one, St. John Newman. I mean, it's all different. It's just various churches doing this, and I think they got the right idea. I think they're on. I think God is with this movement. And what was I going to say? Oh shucks, my train is goes sometimes goes off, Bruce. When you get a little older, the train just seems to go off the rails a few times. Uh, Let me think here. Well, oh, we talked about this, and you want to expand, and I want you to expand, and we've talked about this at our group, and we're going to have needs for more lawyers. That's what we
Yeah,
need.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And good lawyers who have who have an understanding for this. So I saw online that you're offering, you're trying to do that. Uh, you're got somebody even to work on that front, right?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. If you're a lawyer looking for a meaningful job, we actually are hiring right now a director of
Oh
attorney.
yeah, okay, we can do that here too. Yeah.
There you go. And then we're always looking for volunteers. And let me just share, because this came today. Somebody posted this into your Facebook or different places that you produce, but a lawyer just today, one of our volunteer lawyers posted this. And I think it's a great comment for lawyers out there to even serve. Here's what she said. She might have been at your center, John. She said, last night, the advice I gave had more to do with life than with law. Once it became clear the client had nominal financial resources, it was about empowering them with solutions. How do you move on after a difficult employer? How do you find a job after leaving one sooner than anticipated? How do you make ends meet while you seek employment? How do you believe in yourself after someone makes you feel small and powerless? I truly believe you do the best work when you remember that we are all human. Through Administer Justice, we connect with people and meet them where they are. Administer Justice has several clinics in the Fox Valley area, and their approach to legal services is thorough, effective, and aligned with my values. I look forward to going back next month. If you're an attorney looking to volunteer, or if you're in need of low-cost legal services, please check them out. And I just echo that. If you're a lawyer looking for a great place to volunteer, we have places for you to serve alongside some wonderful people.
I think so, and we have a good lawyer. But we have, I know we're going to expand. We got to have more lawyers.
Huh?
That's
Yeah,
just the way it is, and yeah, or expand our hours, I guess. But I don't know. But we need lawyers and good lawyers that are following the call of God to do this. So um, now I did mention Aurora has six. I'm going to show that up. I'm going to put that up 1 second here. Well, I don't know. It's gonna it's gonna chap off. Well, you can't really see it there, but it's a flyer with six of them. We have them at Redeemer Church, Village Bible, City of Light, uh, and Westminster Oasis, and at my church, First Presbyterian. So when you call that number, you can they'll help you find the one that's appropriate for you.
correct.
And some of them the timing might not be right for certain things, or maybe whatever. And so they'll help you.
Right.
Uh,
And if you like going online, many of your viewers may go online. You can go to administerjustice.org, get help, and you'll find a map there too. And again, with zip codes. And then there you can even put in, hey, I'd like to go this weekend, or no, maybe next weekend. You can see the availability. You can put in time frames. You can put in language needs if you're bilingual. Uh, and it will show you all of the available appointments near you.
Oh, so that's a sign up more directly online. If it's
Correct.
like a little form there you fill out.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives all of the options. So you'll have a lot of options available, and then you can
So,
choose what works best for you.
so we have that floating at the bottom of the screen right now, ministerjustice.org,
Right. Right.
ministerjustice.org. So that's how you find out about that. And Bruce, you want to get more, so give us your, maybe we'll wrap this up. Give us your thoughts of the future and what you think with administer justice in our country and in our nation.
Yeah, John, I find it tragic that in a nation that pledges liberty and justice for all, that on the world stage we rank 112th out of 143 countries. That stat was just released for providing affordable access to justice. We are last in the developed world. And as citizens of a democracy, we should be upset by that there is not justice for all, that it has become a commodity. But as citizens of the kingdom of heaven, that are told to administer true justice and show mercy and compassion to one another, to seek justice and encourage the oppressed, to let justice roll like a mighty river, righteousness like a never failing stream, to pursue justice and justice alone. There are verse after verse after verse after verse in the scriptures that call us to do justice. And we should be doing that. And so, my great call is that the church of God would awaken. Stop thinking politics, start thinking biblical God, his desire, and let's come together. It's why you said we could have Catholic churches, Protestant churches, different stripes, because justice should unite us around love of neighbor. And if we could just come together, and if we could just tear down these walls, and if we could just understand God's heart of compassion, then that dream that we have of 1,000 churches across this country opening their doors to neighbors in need, all of these lawyers that could be engaged in that, all of these church volunteers like yourself that could be a part of that movement, that Holy Spirit movement. Think of the difference we could make literally in this country of people that could suddenly access justice, get good information, guidance, wise biblical counsel in the midst of these difficult, hard times. That's a dream that I see that is real. I believe it will come to pass if God's people will listen. So thank you for this opportunity. I hope they will listen. If you want to volunteer, reach out also to administerjustice.org. I'm on the website, Bruce at administerjustice.org. Email me. I would just love to talk to you. And I want to see more and more people living out God's heart as we do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with our God.
Yeah, well, thank you, Bruce, for sharing your heart here, and we're just hoping that we be a help, a service on both sides to those who need this type of legal helps and those who want to be part of God's kingdom work with justice as a volunteer, or maybe even if you're a lawyer to help out here.
Mhm.
So we're Bruce has got a vision to move ahead with God's kingdom here, and this is part of God's kingdom to show mercy and compassion. And I really appreciate this time with Bruce here. And like we said, call that number 858 55818 4554 for Minister Justice, or go to ministerjustice.org. So thank you very much, Bruce, for taking this time on this afternoon here. We could have said it was a snowy afternoon, but it didn't really do much of anything. It piddled out. It was sort of a whimper, but winter's trying to still hold on, I think. So we thank Bruce for being with us. So God bless everybody. We'll be back on Friday. Sometimes we might be on current events, or we'll see, or we'll talk more about this, or we'll talk about pancakes. I always want to, because pancakes is on Saturday, so we might be talking about pancakes. So anyway, God bless everybody, and thank you, Bruce, for being with us. God bless. Bye bye now.
Bye.